All right. Hey, everybody. So tonight I have one of my sweet friends, Miss Bobbi here, Bobbi Richards. So let me tell you a little bit about her. Bobbi started her business in February of 2012 at the ripe old age of 20. She was working as a full-time manager at McDonald's, taking 17 credits at Ferris State University. Where's that at?
Michigan.
Okay. She debuted as a sales director in October of 2016 and earned her very first car the next month. Since then, Bobbi has earned the use of 5 free cars and is currently working to achieve her second pink Cadillac. She's achieved the $300,000 Circle of Achievement 1 time, the National Queen's Court of Sales 2 times, and the National Queen's Court of Sharing 2 times as well. So if you are a brand new consultant and you are catching this live or the replay and you've never heard what that is, so the Circle of Achievement is when you and your team, that is, nope, not that one. The pink one. That is when that's when you and your team sell $300,000 or more in one seminar year. So from July 1st to June 30, your whole team as a team effort. The National Queen's Court of Sales is when you earn a diamond ring, and that is personal sales in one seminar year of 40,000 or more. And the National Queen's Court of Sharing are these diamond bumblebees over here in my suit that I don't have on for each night. And that is when you add 24 or more personal qualified team members in the seminar year. And that is those last two, the national courts are personal. The Circle of Achievement is unit wide. So if you're new, there's just a lot of lingo in the beginning. So until you learn what all that is, I like to explain it. Okay, yeah. She has been a star consultant 33 times. That means you're a star consultant in the quarter, and we have 4 quarters in the year. That's kind of like your report card in Mary Kay. She's earned an all expense paid cruise, including airfare to the Bahamas. I earned that cruise as well. It was so much fun, girl. The highest income that she's earned in 1 month, not including personal sales, is over $11,000. She's been married to the love of her life, Jake, for 7 years, and together they have 2 children, Avery, who is 8, and Luke, who is 3. She also has her 15-year-old niece, Tamaya. Thank you for writing that out. I just saw it. And 8-year-old niece, Malia. Okay.
I wish I could write that one to
Leah, who live with her. Bobbi loves what the Mary Kay opportunity has done for her and her family, and she is on a mission to make an impact in the lives of women and their families. Her unit is the Believe unit because they believe in his promises, and she believes that anyone with a drive and a dream can make this happen. So without further ado, please welcome Independent Sales Director Bobbi Richards. Take it away, girl.
Thank you so much. So I am going to talk to you guys a little bit about referrals tonight. So I'll tell you really quickly my background with Mary Kay. So just that way you guys kind of like know who I am, like why did I get into Mary Kay? Because I think it's just so cool when you hear everybody's journey and how they got into it. So I started when I was a broke and busy college student. So I don't know if anybody's ever been there. That was me. Yeah, I was broke and busy. So I don't know if you're broke or busy or both, but that was me. I was taking 17 credits at Ferris State University, just like my friend had beautifully said. I was working 40 hours a week as a manager at McDonald's, and my sister was doing Mary Kay, and she had been doing Mary Kay for about a year at that point. And I had never bought anything from her, and it was never a facial. I was never anything, right? And she was like, you should do Mary Kay with me, right? And her whatever words she said, and I was like, no, thank you. Like, I was like, I'm gonna do something with my life. But like, have fun with your little Mary Kay then. I wanted nothing to do with it. I was a jock. I didn't wear a ton of makeup, mainly because I didn't know how. And I had like eyeliner that was way too thick, and my foundation was really orange and like cakey and like did not like, so I was the worst. And I don't have anything on my eyebrows today. So you can see my eyebrows are pretty sparse. So they need to be filled in. So typically I fill in my eyebrows, but tonight I was like, it's 7 o'clock. I'm going to just throw some mascara and a little bit of lip on. We're good. And so, yeah, so that's kind of where I was, in Mary Kay. And so my sister was like, you should do Mary Kay with me. And I was like, no, thank you. No, thank you. Have fun. And so here's what happened. She needed one more team member to go to a red jacket retreat with Linda Tubin. And you had to be a red jacket to go. And I was like, no, go call your friends. I had no idea what a red jacket was. I had no idea. So I was like, no, go call your friends. Like, I don't know what freaking red jacket is. Like, no, I don't care about if you get a jacket that's red. I don't care. But anyway, so she was like, I need one more team member. And my friend said no. And please, can you just please do this for me? And all you have to do is sign up. And I didn't even have to do anything. All I had to do was sign up, and they were going to just let her go. Like, by the skin of her teeth, they were going to let her go. But let me tell you what, because my sister didn't give up, I unfortunately had to join Mary Kay that month. Yeah, I didn't want to. I didn't want to do Mary Kay. I didn't want anything to do with it. So I said, I was like, fine, you can have my name. I will join Mary Kay, and you can use my name and I will be on your team or whatever, right? But I'm not doing anything with it. Like, you can just, like, I'm not doing anything with it. I want to be clear, I'm not doing anything with it because I'm going to do something with my life, right? And so I got a part of Mary Kay, and I am probably one of the most competitive people you're ever going to meet. I love to win. I love to compete. I love to play games. I just freaking love it. I'm an athlete. And so I just love competing. And so she dragged me to one of these meetings, right? The meetings that you guys are probably going to weekly. Yeah. She dragged me to one of those. And I was like, I don't really want to go, but she promised me McDonald's. And broke, busy college student. I was like, ooh, dinner paid for, not by me. Fantastic. So she was like, we'll get McDonald's. So whatever. So we go to McDonald's and we go to this meeting. And I was not having any part of it. I was like, oof, Shelly Smith was sitting there, and I was just like, I am not buying what this girl's selling. Like, good luck. Like, you think you're going to get through to me? Here's what happened. I saw a girl get a crown on her head. I was like, interesting. Okay. So I sat back, just kind of took it in. And then I saw another girl, and then another girl, and I was like, oh, okay. All right, what's going on? Because I felt as a natural achiever, I was like, I'm gonna be up there. I felt that I wasn't up there, so I felt already insecure. I was like, all right, I'm not up there. I'm like, I'm gonna be up there because I'm gonna be the best. And so that's what dragged me into Mary Kay, or what attracted me, was the competitiveness. Like, I got to compete, and that was so fun for me. It's fun for me to compete. So that's what competed me into it, or got me into it, right? And so that's what got me into Mary Kay. And so that's where I am today. So that's how I got into it. So that's where I am. That's my story, but I will transition to referrals. Do I have permission to share screens? It says share screen. Okay, cool. So just want to make sure. Okay. So what I'm going to show you is called the Who Do You Know sheet. Okay. I can't take credit for the initial idea. I believe it was from Callie DeBlander, but I can't remember. I know there's a couple of really brilliant sales directors who are like top trip directors, right? And so what I did was I took that sheet and I revamped it for 2022, because things are very different now. Because if I used it back when I used it and it said the millennial, that was my age when I was 20 years old. That no longer applies to today's world. So what I did was I took it and I revamped it. So let me just share the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But this is my referral sheet. I love using this at my parties. So let me just basically, I guess, share how you would use it. Okay. I'm debating on how I want to start this. So let me just show you the sheet. Okay. So the sheet is compiled of different categories of how you would describe somebody, right? So you have the comedian, the trendsetter, the go-getter, right? So you have all these different people. And for the most part, these should just come right to your head, like, for the most part, right? So when you're doing this at my parties, okay, eyeballs, I don't pass this out at the beginning, right? So what I do is I'm like doing to the party, right? And I do this when they have a charcoal mask, usually on their face. Or you could do it like so like I usually during charcoal mask, I do like marketing, right? So if you still have some time, if marketing goes quick and it's just like dead and nobody's like asking questions, and it's like one of those parties where nobody really wants to join Mary Kay. So you're just like, okay, great, on to the next. And you have nothing else to do, but they have like 10 minutes left to go on their mask because it took you a minute to do marketing. Okay, then throw it in there. If not, what I would do is do marketing, and sometimes usually my marketing goes over, and so I can't do it during marketing. But what I would do is usually like during satin lips, I'm like, all right, put your scrub on. Okay, now you have 2 minutes. I'm gonna set a 2-minute timer, or you can play a fun song on Spotify. Like, you have until the song's done. Whoever has the most gets a ticket, or you get a ticket per entry, or whatever you guys want to do. If you guys do giveaways, I don't know if you do giveaways at your party, but I do ticket. Like, you get a ticket. Yeah, I'll work for tickets. I don't know if you guys do tickets, but like, entry, whatever you guys want to do. But I'm like, if you fill out the whole thing, you guys can literally do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. So you can do extra tickets if you're like, I don't want to give things away. Fantastic. Don't give things away. Just give tickets away. Great. If you're like, I don't mind giving a mascara away. Okay. Well, that needs to be a decision that you make. Okay. Look at my eyeballs. You need to make that. Okay. Don't come to me and be like, oh, I'm losing all this money because Bobbi said do this. And I've lost 5 mascaras, but I have 5 sheets of referral. But Bobbi said do this. Great. Yeah, because if you don't act upon those referrals, then yes, you did just lose 5 mascaras. You are correct. So you have to actually like work the referrals. Okay, so I'm gonna get to that in a minute, but so I want you to be comfortable with giving stuff away if you're honestly gonna work those referrals. Then if you are honestly gonna work those referrals, you should have no cares if you're actually gonna give a mascara away, right? And so what I do is I'm like, okay, great. If you fill out the whole sheet, before my song ends, if you fill out the whole sheet, then you are going to get a mascara for free. Yay. Or whatever. You can say a glamour item or whatever you want. Okay. It can be under $15. You're going to get any makeup item that you want for half off or free or whatever. Okay. You make the rules. You decide. Okay. And so if I'm like, if you do half the sheet, then you can have any item you want for half off. Okay. So if you fill out half, which is 7 names. So great. So you're getting 7 names and numbers, and you're getting a half off item and you lose nothing. Okay, great. So, or you can be like, or you can do 14 and you can get a free glamour item. So it can be a lip gloss, a mascara, an eyeliner, a lip liner, whatever, right? Oh, let's say they only give you 12 and they don't hit 14. Oh, bummer. They get a half off item. Now you have 12 leads and you give them a half off item. You don't lose anything for it, but you have all these leads, right? Okay, cool. So that's how you get them to go quickly through the party. So you're just saying like, okay, great. I'm going to play this song. Okay. And you can pick whatever song's hot at the moment. You can pick Pink Cadillac. You can pick whatever you want. I don't care. Play whatever you want. Okay. So just play like, okay, when this song ends, that's when you have it done. And whoever has the most, whatever. You can give them a ticket if they fill out the whole sheet. You can give them 5 if they fill out the whole sheet, but have fun with it. Okay. Whatever is, if you need leads, be willing to put the money, put the dollar behind it. Okay. Be willing to put the money where what you need most. So if you need bookings, you better be able to put $1 behind bookings, right? So if that's what you need, be able to prioritize that. So if you really need referrals and leads, you better be willing to give stuff away for referrals and leads because you already know that's going to bring you stuff. Okay, great. So we get all the leads, right? So they put their name, they blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. So now we're sitting in my office and now what do I do? Yeah, I have all these leads. So I don't know if you guys are on a call, text, or just texting, or just call. It doesn't matter. Okay. So either way, you're starting off. Now, if it's a text, if I'm just texting, I say, "Hey, is this Joni?" ? Smiley face, and that's all I say. That's it. I don't say I'm with Bobby, with Mary Kay. I don't say anything. I say, "Hey, is this Joni?" ? Smiley face. Because you want to know why? 99% of the time, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, who's this?" Or, "Yeah, well, how do you have my number?" Yeah, but they're gonna respond to you. They're already that means, okay, great. Okay, right. So they're communicating with you. Be like, "Oh my gosh, well, guess what?" So I know this is totally random, but like my friend Brittany and I got together, and she was able to give away some gift cards and paper sessions to some of her favorite friends. And she said that you were just the most positive person in her life. And she wanted to make sure that you got one. Boom, shut up. Don't say anything. Because they're gonna be like, "Me? I'm the most they thought I was like, yeah, girl, like when I was asking for people, who just looks at the glass half full, just, who's just positive, who is all that? She put you down. And then just shut up and let them bask in that compliment. You guys, this referral sheet is a compliment to them. This is a compliment. If somebody said I was the most competitive person, I'm like, yeah, you're dang right I am. Yeah, what do you want? Like of course, like you are speaking to me. I'm competitive. If you tell a competitive person that they're competitive, they will admit it. If they're not competitive, we're like, me? Really? Like, okay, that's kind of weird, but like, okay. But like, so obviously make sure that they're right? So, but like, you guys, there's all sorts of fun things. Like, obviously, I'm not going to be like, she said you're the most youngest and funnest person ever. Okay. Use up your words a little different. She just said that you're young and fun, girl, and that you deserve a gift card. I was asking for I was able to give some gift cards away, and she just said you are the social media queen. So if it was going to be anybody that would give a review on products, it would be you, right? So tailor it to the trait that they're saying. So if they're saying if somebody called me and said, "Joni said you're the most professional woman that it's in her life, and she wanted to make sure you got one," I think I would start crying. I'd be like, somebody said that about me. I'm like, oh my God, already you broke the ice. They love you. They think you are the world. But yeah, what do you need? They'll give you your social security number. They will give you their firstborn children. I'm not kidding you. You have just given that trust. And it works a little bit better with voice. However, it does still work well with texting. If you can be like, "Hey, is this Joni? Hey, Joni," because what you can even do is just voice message them. just send him a voice message. Like, well, girl, okay, I was gonna type this out, but it was gonna be like really long, so I just thought I would just voice message it. So basically, long story short, she said that okay, so let's look at the go-getter one. Okay, am I sharing my screen? Oh my freaking gosh, this whole time I'm sitting here, I'm like talking to my screen. Okay, great, you guys are looking at me. All right, so let's say she's the go-getter. Okay, so be like, okay, and Joni, you can just throw one at me too if you're like, okay, how would you say this one? Okay, so if she's the go-getter, I'd be like, girl, so I know this is like a long, this is for a voice messenger on the phone, right? Well, okay, so here's the deal. Me and Joni just got together and she said that you were just the most ambitious and driven woman that she knew. You're not gonna say go-getter. Use the describing words that are in here. Don't be afraid. She just said you were the most ambitious driven woman that she knew, and she definitely wanted to make sure that you got one. Period. Point blank, period. Stop. Let them talk. Don't tell them, okay, well, you have to host a party and you have to host this and you have to do this, you have to have 5 blah, blah. They don't want to know that. Right now, you just complimented them saying they got a gift card because their friend said they were this. Let them bask in that for a minute. Be like, oh my gosh, really? She said that? Like, people are gonna be so just so excited that, like, oh my gosh. Like, I can tell you, if I got a call and somebody referred me and said any of these things about me, I would be just so elated. I would be so excited and impressed. And I'd be like, wow, okay, great. So, wow. So that's already, you're opening the door like, hey, I know somebody that you know. This person said this about you. So that means they're close friends. So that means she trusts me because she trusts so-and-so because I know her. And then so-and-so told me that she was the most ambitious person. So now we have this, now we're in a, what is it? The love triangle. We're in a love triangle, all three of us. And I love this person and we're going to book together and we're going to have the greatest time and I'm going to meet all your friends and family and you don't know that. And I'm either going to recruit one of you because I need y'all to take care of those friends and families for me. But you know what I mean? So like, that's how I would say that. So, all right, Joni, what are the questions you have for me around this sheet or like, what are your most common questions that you're getting about it?
So, I mean, you kind of touched on the one question that we've been getting is how are you making this time efficient? Mm-hmm. So sometimes I make it like a on your market set go. I generally do play a song. I usually play 2 songs. I just have a little playlist on my phone and I just named it referrals and it's 2 of whatever are, you know, trendy songs, but I don't try and make them like super country or like hardcore rap. And I try and make them like not explicit or worship. Like it's just like a general, anybody, any generation, any whatever would enjoy. So how long would you say this is taking? Or is it like a 5-minute thing? Like less than 10 minutes? Yeah. Not even that?
So okay. While they're doing referrals, I'm cleaning up. Like I'm picking up the trays and the mascara wands and what have you. So I'm doing that. And so by the time I'm done with that, they're usually done. Right. You have the person, of course, you guys, I have the people that will just set it aside. They don't look at it. They're not going to fill it out. Okay, great. So I have people like that at my parties too. Probably at least 1 or 2 at every party. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. It has nothing to do with you. Stop making it about you and that they don't like you. Just ignore it. Okay. So it has nothing to do with you. Yeah, that's what I would say there. But you have your people that will do it. I offer some, if you're not getting anything, I offer stuff. So maybe offer a half off item if they do half. You get half off item if you do half. You get a free item from me if you do full. That's depending if you're willing to do it. If you are willing to give away a mascara for 14 new names and numbers, awesome. If you're not willing to do that, then that's great too. But that's
the one thing that I've been doing, we could incorporate like our games. My senior sales directors earned, I don't know, 7 or 8 Cadillacs, much like Shelly, your senior. And so she does the Deserted Island game. I mean, it's super old. So if you're new and you're watching this and you've never heard of this, you tell your people to close their eyes. You're on this deserted island. You haven't showered. You look grunge, you know, all the things. But here comes a boat. And in the boat to rescue you is your like celebrity crush, your dream weaver, whoever it is. And then I have learned to now say, okay, on the count of 3, shout out who's coming to rescue you. 1, 2, 3. And everybody shouts out. And it's just kind of like an icebreaker because like I always get Johnny Depp or Brad Pitt or like Pierce Brosnan. Like, they name people.
Yeah. No, I haven't Zac Efron. Well, I'm Zac Efron. I am Team Zach. 1,100% Team Zach. I will love Zach until he dies.
I usually get the
High School Musical. I was him from High School Musical from day one. I remember even when he was doing some other videos like prior to that before he really landed his big role in High School Musical. But anyway, that's neither here or there. But
You're so funny. So you say like, who's your dream weaver that's coming to rescue you? And they all shout it out. And I say, okay, you have 1 minute to put on one glamour item before he sees you. What's it going to be? What one makeup item? And I tell them to shout it out, and they all shout it out: lipstick, mascara, concealer, whatever. And then I have them write the makeup item at the top of their page. And that is what they get at half price or free.
Joni, that's brilliant.
But I'll tell you what you just said that I loved. And this is where Mary Kay is like so fun.
Joni, you just gave me a new idea. Yes.
Because you gave me a new idea. I love things. I don't know how to unshare so I can see you.
I'll unshare.
Okay. But here's what I love that you said is if you do half the page, you get half price. If you do the full page, you get it free. So in my mind, I'm like H and H, F and F, and I like things that rhyme. So the way that you did that was like super brilliant. And the referral sheet that I've been using really since the beginning of time has like 20 or 25 spaces on it, which is great. And a lot of my people do fill it up. But since COVID, I've gotten the objection of like, I don't know if I know that many people. And so I almost feel like my sheet's great, but it's not super relevant. And this is just a good learning lesson for anybody that's watching this, that if what you're doing is working, don't change it. But if what you're using and doing is not working, this is when we get to exchange ideas. And you need something that's like fun and new and trendy and relevant. And more importantly, I would rather walk away with 7 good referrals, or 14 good referrals than a half sheet of 20. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I love how this is giving quality.
Kind of introduce the sheet. Like I have the sheets. I don't give it to them early, and I flip it to them upside down. So what you could do is tell them to write the product on the back of the sheet, so that they don't see what's on the front of the sheet yet, because now it's a game. They don't cheat. That because if you make them think it's a game, okay, it adds a little bit more importance to it. So if you have them flip it over on the back so they can't see all my things, right? So you flip it like now, but use your thing of Desert Freaking Island. I'm going to use that. If you fill out half, you get it half off. If you fill out the full thing, you get that item for free. Boom. But it has to be a makeup item. So because makeup items are a little bit lower cost. That's why we say that.
You can't be picking like a $75 skin.
But it's worth it to you. But it's worth it to you because, well, it's not worth it to you if you just get the names and you give them the product and you don't do anything with them. Then yeah, I can see why you'd be frustrated and mad and saying this doesn't work because you're not actually working it. But sorry, I get that's where my D personality comes in. Let me go back to I. Let me just
I love you.
Switch over. Let me just tell her to switch back over. Sometimes I get really fired up and I'm like, my D personality. But yeah, no, I love that, Joni. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that from now on. But yeah, I flip it over so they can just write it on the back. And then that's when you can be like, okay, guys, before we flip this over, let me tell you something. Guess what? That one item that you wrote down, guess what? You're either getting it half off or free tonight. Let me tell you how. You fill out the sheet, you get it halfway, which is just 7, right? They don't have to do one side, right? That's how I would do that. But yes, I love that. Absolutely. Oh, I'm so excited. Yes.
I love it. Okay. Awesome. Very good. Well, I love this. I love that, if you have an idea and I have an idea and we put our ideas together, now we have 2 ideas. That's the whole concept of go.
Even a better idea. Look at that. We made one mega idea.
Yes. I'm so excited. I have 3 in-person parties back to back on Saturday, and
tell me everything how it goes. Use the sheet.
Well, I will, but I'm going to use this. I will be honest. This is the first time I'm going to use this sheet with the melding of our ideas. So I will keep you posted.
I'm so excited.
It is a very well-coached class with 30 to 60-year-old aged women. I think there's 5 of them coming. And this doesn't pertain to your training, but something new that I'm going to do. This is the first time I'm going to do this at a party. You know how like when we've had the new product launches and somebody makes a little like tester sheet and it's a like it, love it, gotta have it concept. Okay, so I now have created or in process of creating one of those, and it's going to have the products that I'm showing at that appointment. So there's going to be one that's just skincare and the other side's going to be if it's skincare and the makeup stuff. So depending on, I only do 2 types of classes. So it's going to be one or the other. And I think what I'm going to do, because I've been mulling this over in my head since yesterday, I'm going to make it and laminate it, and they're going to be able to interact.
That's your closing sheet right there, Joni.
It basically is my closing sheet. But I'm going to have them like go product by product in the order that we show it, and they're going to be able to interact with it.
And I like this. As we're going, you get in that.
Not going to have prices.
I mean, it's Stephen Furtick's 101. That's what he does. All right, repeat after me. Go tell 5 friends that you love them. Great. Or go high 5 friends. It's keeping them interactive and doing things throughout. So I love it.
So it has no prices. I do have a separate closing sheet, but it's going to mimic my closing sheet. And anyway, I'm just really excited about it because I think it's going to give them something they get too distracted if we're flipping through books. Like one of my mentors always has a catalog everybody's place setting, and they have them circle everything they do. And I'm like, that must be a Southern thing, because here up here in the North, they're like flipping through it and tuning me out. And then they,
no, I don't hand out catalogs.
No, me either. They get to take home.
They don't get catalog. Not up here in the North. No. And I feel like Kimberly Copeland, like Waverly, like they can do that because they spend $500 on a clip, because Texas is just very different than the North. Very different. My husband even says, like, Bobbi, you would fit in the South. Like, I think you would love Texas people. Like, I think I would, but I think I would be like, if it was on a scale of 1 to 10, for extra for where I am for Michigan, I'm about an 8 or 9. Like, I'm about a 7 or 8, right? Like, I am up there. Like, I am at the jewelry, the decked out for a freaking high school football game. If you go to Texas, I'm probably a 1 or a 2. I kid you not. They are just a different breed down there. It is unreal. However, that doesn't mean that women won't spend money. They will. They will spend money, but you need to make it pertinent to them. Like, why would they want to? You need to make it make sense, because up here in the North, we're busy. We're boom, 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 get stuff done, no nonsense. Right. So tell me why I need it. Tell me what it does. Okay, boom, here's my card.
So do you do anything?
How are you? Right. So they're like, yeah.
Do you reward anything special for your referral sheet if they're the first one done with it being completed?
Give them 5 extra tickets.
Okay, so you do tickets.
I don't care. Like, do it. I don't know if you guys do ticket marketing. I don't know if you guys do tickets at your parties or what have you. But do whatever. Give them a free eyeshadow. Give them a literally throw a discontinued product in a bag.
Let me blow your mind again. Here's another thing that I've done for years. So I take my previous limited edition and discontinued makeup items. This doesn't work for body care, fragrance, or skincare, because they're a higher price point, and B, they're much bigger. So let's just say like these, which is my favorite thing we've ever had. So I have 30 of each color for myself. I have enough to get me to the grave. I am not exaggerating. I have my own personal lifetime supply, but let's just pretend
that we're all just like getting on these products that are like, this is mine. I'm like, I didn't really care about the lip balm. So I'm like, I don't care if they ever come back. But like, it's so funny. But Lash Intensity is my baby. But there's a few things of like, whatever that perfume that we don't ever have, that's in the women's fragrance right now that we don't actually normally have. I am obsessed with that smell. It's only in the women's travel fragrances. I'm obsessed with it, but continue.
Okay, so you take your limited edition and previous discontinued makeup, take them out of the boxes. They're not testers. They've not been used, nor will they be, but you're taking them out of the boxes just so they can do this easier.
Right.
Okay, and I throw them all in a roll-up bag. So I did all my eyes in one, cheeks in one, lips in one, and then like random stuff like nail polishes and stuff in the other pouch. And that's my prize bag. So if you fill out the whole thing, you get to pick one. If you're the first one done, you get a second one. Like, I mean, I've done all kinds of different ideas. That's one way that, if you sign on the spot and you join my team today, you get to pick one, and they don't get to try them. It's just, they can open it and twist it and like look at it. Yeah. But that's one way that I started to.
Right. Yeah, I know. I feel you. And there's a thing with women that is impulse. Like, I would literally put anybody's social security number down on a piece of paper. But if I got to pick something free, like people are so different. Like, to me, I'd be like going through my phone. I'm like, I don't care if they don't care if I give out their number or not. They're going to have people like me. And then you're going to have people who are like, I don't know, but I'm an ID personality. You're going to have those S's and C's. So like, I don't think they would want me to give out their person.
I would say I get that maybe like 1 out of every 20 people that they're hesitant to give numbers. It's not common, and it's a generational thing. It's not common.
I would say most part, honestly, what I've been transitioning to, I'm like, if you don't want to put their, if they're weird about their number being given out, don't worry about it. Throw their Facebook name on there. How can I find them on Facebook? And I'll just message them on Facebook. With COVID, I've now transitioned to that because that's what I did for so long. So if they're like, oh, I don't want to do this, but there's Sammy Marie on my Facebook page, just go ahead and look them up. Great. I'll voice message them there. I mean, I don't care, regardless. Whatever you guys, like I'm saying, if it's broke, don't fix it. Like if calling is working, great. If texting is working, great. If Facebook voice message is working, great. Joey doesn't freaking care which one works. Just do it. She don't care. I can promise you, I'll give her my next paycheck if she fights me on it, but she won't. She wants you to do the work.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And so many times we hear, I don't have enough names. I don't have enough names. Well, referrals are like where it's at. And you can be including this in your reorders and, you know, pick a half price item or a free item, you know, and they fill it out, send a picture and send it back to you. So, you know, get creative.
Figure it out.
Yep. This has been the blessing. I would, you know, I don't want to go so far, be misunderstood that COVID was a blessing.
I feel you 100%.
Of COVID is that we were forced to think outside the box very quickly. Like not only did Bobbi and I rely on this as our sole income for our family, it's like for Bobbi, this is the only income she brings into her household. For me, this is my entire family's only income coming into her household. Bobbi has Jake's income, if I'm not mistaken. Matt does not bring in an income to our family. He works for me. He takes care of our family. And so Mary Kay has been the sole income for us. It will be 6 years next week.
Wow.
And so
my husband would love it. So I need to get back up to that point. I had a little detour with my family situation, but
so we just had to figure out
excited
really
for
quickly how to make COVID, like how to make our business work during COVID. And, you know, it started with, oh, here's a concept. Let's put the samples that the company's made since the beginning of time, actually like in an envelope and mail them and get on Zoom and walk them through it. And then
honestly, none of us would have had that thought. None of us had that thought before, because what we were ingrained was around the kitchen table, you do it in person, Like nobody had ever thought about running it on Facebook, because we were actually, I was turned off by people who do it on Facebook. I was like, oh, well, we get to do parties. Like we get to actually meet with people. Like we get to do this. But there is a scary K way, and then there's a Mary Kay way to do it.
Right.
Okay. So you just have to learn the ways of that you're not being annoying.
Right.
And so
yeah. Awesome. Well, this was brilliant. I love it, girl. You brought the heat. I love a spin on a idea that we've had for 60 years almost. And then now it's just like a fun twist. And I love how you're saying in the message when you're contacting the referrals is, you know, our mutual friend Susie said that you are a blah, 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 blah. And now they're receiving a compliment and it's the icebreaker. And all of a sudden they have the warm fuzzies and they're more likely to book. And so
I mean,
I'm sure it's
just imagine if somebody said to you, like, she said that you were the person that she looks up to. Like, just even imagine if someone said that about you. Someone thought at a direct sales party that you were the person out of all the people in the world that you were the person that she looks up to.
Right. I love it.
So,
love it, girl. Well, thank you a million for your time and for pouring into us. I'm gonna stop our recording.